All right. So by the time this episode comes out, Alex will be on the road, maybe in the air, maybe landed. He's going to be traveling for his wedding and his honeymoon. So we're going to go over and talk strategies, best practices, how to stay on track while traveling, the challenges that come with traveling, and how to overcome them. What are your thoughts, man? Are you excited? You nervous? You anticipating it? How you feeling?
Oh, dude, I couldn't be more excited. So we leave on, I think this episode will probably be like in the middle of my trip at this point, where we leave on April 12th and we come back May 3rd. And so we're gone for 3 weeks, right? Which is a long period of time. I don't think I've ever actually been away from home in the sake of like a vacation for that long of a period of time. But the first thing that comes to mind for me is like I'm planning on bringing like just a few bands
Yeah.
with, few bands. At least I can get like something in every morning. We'll be walking a ton. Like we don't have a vehicle. We're over in Europe. A lot of walking is going to be happening, and we're going to be doing walking tours and different stuff like that when we're in Scotland and London and Switzerland. And so we got a lot of that planned. So I'm not worried about steps in any center. I'm actually not worried about anything, right? Because it is my wedding and honeymoon. So like I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't gonna like just make sure that my top of mind thing is that Marissa and I have the best time ever. But like I also am like anybody else where I do like to stay in good shape, right? So we're gonna and we like to eat quality stuff like salads and stuff like that. So I'm sure we'll probably we'll have that balance, right? Which is what I encourage people to do, where it's like we're going to have those meals where we have, really quality, nutritious stuff. And then we're going to have those meals where we indulge in different things and we have our desserts and stuff like that. Like getting that good balance of foods that you want to eat. And like if you're like me and like you, I'm sure like you enjoy the nutritious stuff anyway. So it's not like you're not enjoying that food. It's just like sometimes you want to eat some pizza and some pasta and different stuff that's maybe not going to be as nutritious, and that's fine, right? And then like we'll be drinking, right? We'll be having some wine and stuff like that. But it's not going to be like every single day we're going crazy, right? It's like kind of having that balance again. And that's like a tough word because like, what does that even mean? But I just think that just means like, it's that 80-20, it's that 70-30 of just like making sure that, the decisions that you make are like a good amount quality, but also that understand that you're not a bad person or you're not going against your goals by eating like desserts and eating pizza and eating things that maybe like some people will consider bad, which I would make sure people don't think that way. It's like it's not good or bad. It's just nutritious and less nutritious, and both of them are going to help you move in the right direction if you have a good amount of if you have a good amount of it coming from the quality stuff.
Yeah. And I think you alluded to it right when you first started talking was like, man, we're going to have fun. Like you're supposed to, right? Like remind yourself of that. Even if it's a business trip, like say you're going on business and it's like, I always tell people when you're traveling, like remember to enjoy yourself first and foremost. Like even if you're there strictly for business, like find ways to enjoy a new environment, a new place, like be optimistic about your travel and that you can actually do this because it's a great way to when you come back from travel to prove to yourself that like, oh yeah, all the things that I was worried about and like anticipating that we're going to be super horrible and completely derail me, I'm actually not too far off. And when you can remind yourself of that, of like the health and fitness and improvement or lack thereof doesn't happen overnight, it's a good reminder, right? So you might as well enjoy yourself while you're there. Enjoy the different types of foods. Enjoy the stuff that you don't get to do when you're here. Um, and I always remind my clients of that too. And so it's hard to accept sometimes because especially with like type A people who are very like data driven, they want to do things perfectly. They want like this specific outlined roadmap for their travel. And it's like their mindset's already in the wrong spot. Like I'm all for being positively obsessive about your goals, like great, but I also don't want you to come back from traveling and you were like taking time away from your loved ones and family because you were so worried about like hitting your macros and making sure you get your workout in. It's like that stuff is great and we can hammer that when you're in your routine, but when you're going to travel, like first and foremost, number one, enjoy yourself. and then find ways to keep the guardrails on. Like Alex already mentioned his. He's like, dude, I'm bringing my travel bands. I'm going to get my movement in. You may or may not potentially be having a rental car. I'm guessing you're not. So it sounds like you're going to be walking a lot, right? Like you're going to get a ton of steps in, dude. Like I think people forget that just getting steps in to and from and being at the airport, like you'll crush, right? You're already going to get a huge jump on it. And so I think people forget that when they travel, they oftentimes walk more than when they do when they're at home in their normal regular routine. They have to like set additional time to like go get steps in. It's like, you're going to be enjoying yourself and like looking at art and like going on tours and looking around and like you're walking the whole time, you know? So it's like, I think people need to remember that. So that's kind of like my 2 cents on it.
Well, yeah, and I want to even like take more time on like the enjoyment part because I used to go on vacations back when I was so obsessed with my body and my health goals and nutrition and stuff, and I would take away from the vacation because I was like so like hyper focused on, oh, like what if I don't have access to like the quality foods, and oh, what if the gym sucks and I can't get the workout in that I want to. And then by the time the vacation's over, it's like, oh, I didn't even enjoy this because I was so worried about like making sure that the place we were going out to eat for dinner had like something that was going to be within the guardrails of my goals. And it's like, it's like life's so short. Enjoy your fucking vacation. And I honestly would like err on the side of it's like just do whatever the fuck you want to do, right? It's like you're just like it's if you're gone for a weekend or a week, like that's not enough time for you to get so far outside of your goal for the most part. Now, if you just like sat there, did nothing and ate like shit the whole time, like, or like maybe you're probably not going to feel very good either.
Yeah.
But if you, like you said, if you just walked a decent amount and then ate like some of the foods were good quality foods, like nutritious, you're going to come back and you're not going to be very far away. Maybe like the first day you're going to be like, oh, wow, like I'm bloated. Right. And then day 2 and 3 and 4 back. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, I feel pretty good again. Right. I'm back to my normal routine. And so I think that's like the biggest thing with this is we could sit here all day and talk about all the things that people can do to like stay on track. And it's super simple, right? It's like just find a few habits that you can stick with, right? Whether that's I'm going to drink like enough water and I'm going to walk, I'm going to get a bunch of walking in, right? Or if it's like, you know what, I'm going to get a workout. I'm going to get, this week, I'm going to get 3 workouts in, right? I'm going to find some time, whether that's bringing bands or, oh, the hotel has a gym. We're going to get down there 3 times and get some solid workouts in. Like just find a few things you can do. That's going to help you stay on track and keep those habits and move forward. But at the end of the day, like when it is a vacation and even if it's just you're away from home, like find some time, make sure you're enjoying the thing. That is, like you said, that's the number one thing. If you take nothing away from this podcast, like don't stick with your same hyper focus on this stuff. Like enjoy your fucking self.
Yeah. And I almost force people into that category too, because a lot of the clients that I work with are very data driven and they want to be exact and they want to be perfect. And so like I purposely shake up their routine just for nothing other than to let them know that it's okay. Like it's actually, if you want to do this, it depends, right? You have to make the decision. Do you want to go fast or do you want to go far? And if you can make the decision like, well, I want to get results and I want to keep them and I'm in this for the long haul, well, then cool. A little indulgence here on your travel and on your trip and not logging anything is totally and perfectly fine. Like, you know what I mean? And I force people even to like run an unintentional diet break. I'm like, I'm not even going to keep track for you for the next 7 days or 14 days or however much you're gone. Like, I'm not expecting you to log. I'm not requiring it from you. Actually, I'm forcing you to send me some pictures of some shit that you would eat that is out of your normal routine. Like send me some pictures of the pizza, send me some pictures of the ice cream. Like, and I actually bump their calories up and be like, look, you got some leadway here. If you are going to track, great. I'm going to put you closer to your maintenance. If you blow way over it and you don't even log, cool. But I'm giving you that freedom. I'm loosening up the guardrails for you. And if people like have resistance against it and they want to track anything, at least I gave them a higher calorie amount. And they could do that and they can ballpark it, right? But I force them to loosen up the guardrails when they travel for sure, just because it encourages long-term mindset, long-term approach, long-term sustainability. It's not about like firing on all cylinders, being perfect when you travel. And then the second you mess up because you're out of your normal routine and things are completely different, like you derail, you sabotage, you say things like, well, I might as well not even try. And now you're way off the deep end. Right. So that's why like I encourage people to like intentionally get off the rails and understand that when you come back, if you really want to test yourself, when you come back, how seamlessly and quickly do you get back into your normal routine is the thing that I care about the most, in addition to you enjoying yourself first and foremost. But when you get back, like if you get back on a Wednesday, like in the middle of the week, are you letting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday slip as well? Like you're still on vacation, even though you're back? Like, or are you going, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to go to the grocery store. We don't have any groceries. Like, cool. I'm going to pick up on my workout. Like I'm going to do my normal walk today. Like, and it's not doing like these excessive extra things to like quote unquote make up for the work that you didn't do, right? It's just no, how seamlessly do you transition back into your normal routine, being consistent with the habits that we know really move the needle, not doing anything extra, just focusing on the task at hand and executing. That's it. And like, how quickly is that turnaround time for people? And I think that's where people, if they take anything from this, is like the people that are super fit, super healthy, like really in shape, like they might to a degree, maybe quote unquote, enjoy themselves less, and they might be more diligent on their travel. But I tell you what, when they return, they don't do anything extra. They don't like punish themselves or anything like that, but they're right back into their routine. They're quick, right? The turnaround time is very quick. If somebody who is like justifies that, oh, I'm going to take the rest of the week off, which then leads into an extra week, which then leads into next month, which then leads into, damn, I stopped doing all the things. Like that's different. So I encourage people that transition time from when you get home, like how quick is that? How quickly are you getting back in your regular routine? And that's what I would encourage people to focus on.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's a really good point. Is that yeah, you can't have it bleed, right? A lot of people will let it bleed, and that is the worst case scenario, really. In
Mm-hmm.
that situation, is that you completely fall off and derail from it. But also, I would challenge like if somebody is like a calorie tracker, right, and they're like so. It's so hard to do that on vacation too. I've
It's so
tried.
hard.
It's like it's so stressful. It's just going to
Yeah.
increase your stress, which is the opposite of what a vacation's for anyway,
Mm-hmm.
or a weekend away. It's like we're not here to stress. Like it's supposed to relieve stress. Hopefully, you come back feeling a little bit better, a little bit lighter. Right now, maybe not lighter on the scale because you probably went a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. You won't be lighter on
Right.
the scale. Most likely. Yeah.
But go from like calories to quality, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
okay, if you're going to focus on anything when it comes to food, don't focus on tracking calories. Focus on like tracking like quality and like trying to maybe keep top of mind, like getting some quality foods in throughout the day. You're
Yep.
going to have a few of these meals. Like let's say you have 3 meals, like at least maybe one meal, make it a quality one. And I've always liked to on vacation too, if I have the ability to go get my own food, right, where I'm not having to eat every meal out, and I can like have the ability to like cook my own stuff or whatever. I'll try to make that first meal like a good one, right? Because it's like okay, maybe the rest of the day, like we have plans to go hit up a bar, go to you're on the beach or whatever, and you're like, you know what, it's not going to be like the most quality stuff the rest of the day. I'm going to start that first meal off, and maybe I'm going to get a workout in and a walk in the morning, get a quality first meal, and then it's like, you know what, I've done it for the day.
Yep.
I've set myself up, and I'm not going to focus on any of that the rest of the day. I'm just going to focus on enjoying myself. I've done that, right? That's a good approach too, where it's like, I'm
Same.
going to prioritize first thing in the morning that health and fitness, and then the rest of the day, like not to say I'm not going to make quality choices, but I'm not going to focus on it. I'm not going to stress about it.
That's exactly what I do. And that's what I encourage people to. If they're really diligent about like, I want to log something and like it's bugging them, then I'm exactly like you. And this is what I recommend is like right on the jump early, if you need to wake up 30, 45 minutes before everybody else, great. Like if you need to get your movement in and that bugs you if you don't, do it. Cause that's me. That's usually me on when I travel is like I want to get my movement in before people even get up. I like training in the morning anyways, and I want to keep that as part of my routine. Even if it's just body weight and band stuff, great. And then what I like doing, because I love logging, you know that, but like what I'll do is like I'll do the very first thing that I eat in the day. Let's just say like I have access to a grocery store and I can get a like single serving Greek yogurt, something that I don't have to weigh or measure anything. Like it says the calories right on it. It says I know how much protein I'm getting. I'll log that in like a banana or something. And like once I'm done with that, I'm like, okay, I got the stuff done that I needed to do to feel sane. And that's like my floor, excuse me. the rest of the day, I'm just enjoying myself. I'm not going to log anything else. Like, I got my movement in, I got my little tracking fix so I can feel good mentally. I'm not tracking the entire day. Like, I'm not weighing anything, but it's my way of keeping the guardrails on so that I can completely and ultimately enjoy myself guilt free. Like, and I can just have whatever, and enjoy the time with friends and family and be present. Right. That's the biggest thing for me. So if those things really do bug you, because sometimes they bug me, right? If I don't do those, I'm like, damn, I didn't get any movement in today aside from my steps. Like, I know you and I have talked about it before too, that little back pocket workout, push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. I can do that. Like,
Yep.
So I'll at least do something, and then to put me in a good mental space, with at least prioritizing something a little bit healthier, maybe some fruit, maybe a Greek yogurt, maybe a beef jerky stick, like whatever I have access to that is a little bit better. And I'll log 1, 2, maybe 3 things so I feel better about it. And then I'm just enjoying the rest of the day, dude. So if I have clients that are like that, they're super diligent and they like can't wrap their head around like not doing anything. Like, okay, cool. Like, what's the minimum that you're willing to do that you can like feel a little bit peace of mind at, and it'll allow you to open up and enjoy yourself. Let's do that. And it's different for everybody, right? Like, some people can not wait till they travel and they're like, dude, I'm letting everything hang loose. Like, okay, cool. Like, those people, there's no problem. But sometimes there's very diligent people, very like data driven people that like at least having a little something. So I'm like, okay, what's your floor? What's the bare minimum that's going to make you feel better? It's going to make you feel confident, guilt-free, stress-free. Let's do that. Let's commit to that.
I like that, man. And what I'll say last thing is, I think for people like myself, which are, I was always that person, and I've kind of transitioned into somebody who doesn't stress as much about all these things anymore, which is a place where I never thought I could get to. Those vacations or those weekends away can be a good like thing to help you get a little bit better with that
Oh,
too.
they're great.
Like,
Yeah.
if you let yourself do that and you let yourself get away from the tracking, you can start to find like a happy medium zone where it's like you don't have to stress and like be so like just locked into these things. Because at the end of the day, like I found for me for a while, like it took away from my like happiness and my peace of mind, and it caused more stress when it's like these things that we're doing and prioritizing our health shouldn't cause more stress in our lives. They should relieve the stress,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when you find that like you are so like hyper focused on a lot of these things, it can be good. I'm not saying it's bad, but I just think that there's a zone that we can get into where we have a little bit more leeway and grace. And those weekends away and vacations can be a point in time where we can really focus on like getting better with those, and just like getting a little, even just a little bit better, where it's like a lot of times when you're going to be eating out all the time, and you just like, it's like we're not getting food at the store and bringing it back, or we're not getting as much. It's like you're not going to be able to track like realistically, right? It's not a like, even if you did track, like it's not going to be very close to what it actually is. And so it's a good time to like get better at not tracking, right? And because I don't think anybody really wants to always do that for the rest of their life. I think there's some folks, I know you love tracking as well. Like you, like that helps you a lot, and like it helps a lot of folks. But I think there's a lot of people where it's like, I know that I see this as a tool. This is a good tool, but I don't want this to be my forever. And so those periods of time can be a helpful time there. But that's kind of all I got to finish this up. Hopefully you guys have found this helpful. Kind of a little bit of a different direction when it comes to traveling than you might hear out there. A lot of times you're going to hear that like hardcore, like bring your scale and do all that shit, which is cool. Like, if you have like goals that are like, if you're a bodybuilder or you got like these huge goals, then maybe that is something you need to do to stay on track. But for the regular person who's going on vacation to have fun, just enjoy yourself and know that like there's things that you can do to still stay in shape. And then, like Matt said, the biggest thing is enjoy yourself, and then like how quickly can you get back on track with your habits when you get back. If you did enjoy this, all we do ask is that you either share somebody that you know and love who could benefit from it, but also make sure you do follow us and subscribe so you don't miss our future Tuesday, Thursday pods that we drop every single week. We do appreciate you guys watching and listening every week. Hope you have a great rest of the day, and we'll be talking to you soon.